Sweet. We are here. Welcome everybody so far. We got the one viewer out there, NGS Season 9. I'm Himibo. This is Marsh Hole, pronounced with the emphasis on the hole, of course.
Always.
And yeah, we're looking for an exciting matchup. Jailbait versus Bad by Design. This is once again NGS Season 9, Division B East. So, Marshall, you did some we did some research together. Let's well, first off, Bad by Design, before we get too much into it, let's just talk about real quick. Let's go team by team. Bad by Design. What are your thoughts on them, man? You did a little bit of research.
Okay, so I watched their only series this season, and I think that series is pretty close overall. Turpin's couch looks pretty strong as well, but in the end, they were able to come out on top. A couple of things I really liked was specifically game 2, they had a Stitches off lane that they had with the Kael'thas as well that worked really well for them. So it's a little bit odd, a little off meta, but they made it work really well, and then really excited in that game. And their macro looked good overall in the whole series. They did what our team, Minion Miners, likes to do a lot, which is early on in the game they get behind a little bit, but by mid game, level 10 usually, they start bringing it back from team fights, kind of controlling them a little more. So I'm excited to see if they can start with like a decent lead during a game, how that works out for them. It's kind of weird because like some teams like us, whenever you're playing from behind, you almost like do better sometimes. Which
Yeah,
is weird.
I hear you.
Statistically, if that's true or not, but
it could be. You never know. We're both on Minion Miners, by the way, Division A West this season, so that's our team. Support the Minion Miners, support the cause. We're starting a little bit later than I wanted to, so we don't have a ton of time to talk about stuff. We'll try to dive a little bit more, and maybe if we get breaks throughout the series. Just real quick, we'll touch on Jailbait. I did a little bit of research for them. They won their series, so both of these teams are tied in the standings. They both won their respective series 2-1. So they both have 2 points, and it should be really exciting. Bad by Design, I did want to mention, they are new to NGS, whereas Jailbait's been around for several seasons, mostly in B. As far as I know, they've been in B at least 3 or 4 seasons in a row, maybe more. Whereas Bad by Design is a Heroes Lounge team that's coming in. And they've won the Epic Cup before, which is one of the tournaments that they have over there. So they're obviously they're a good team. I don't know how many of the members are still around from there, but yeah, let's dive right into real quick the map select too. So switching on over to here, we have the score is definitely not 1-0. So let me fix that real quick. Stupid. Let's get this 0. There we go. So we had a Bad by Design won the coin flip. They chose map pick. The bans were, let me see, what are these? Sky Temple, Towers of Doom, BOE, which is of course a really good ban against Jailbait. That's one of their favorite maps, and then Alterac Pass from each of the 2 teams, and then Cursed was the selected side by Bad by Design. So let's see. Let's check out the teams. Looks like we have a BRB, so let's see. I think we're pretty much ready whenever they're ready, though, right? Are you ready, Marsh?
Oh.
Was that a yes?
I love Chris Hollow. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to put an R out there. But yeah, Curse is definitely, so there's a lot of good stuff for a good macro, room for macro, I should say. One thing I also want to mention about Jailbait, they have the head caster of NGS, DB Smiley, out there. So if I do a bad job, then I will officially be fired. He told me that personally. And we're going to get right on into draft over here, hopefully.
So Can I jump in real fast? I want to
There we go.
say, I think some picks and bans we want to expect from Bad by Design,
Mhm.
Johanna. I'm expecting Johanna ban. They did it in all 3 of their games last series, I do believe.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Okay, they're gonna do it in game 1.
And
It's
why
2
do I
or
have
3.
this up here? Blaze, go away.
Their
This is what I get
bans
for testing
seem
things.
very reactive, which since they're new to NGS and they're not Greymane was gonna be another one. But since they're
Yeah,
since they're new to NGS, they're not super familiar with other teams. It makes sense to me. Game 1, they changed up their bans a lot in games 2 and 3 from game 1. So
and
we'll
I need to
see.
switch these teams because they obviously. Okay, let's see. Swap. Here we go. Of course, the teams they trolled me. So let's see if
Okay.
I got that right. Okay, Jailbait is now blue side. Okay, that's a little on the fly switch up. We have the ETC ban coming in. Of course,
Yeah.
you and I both know, Marsh, both we've played with Cawthon, the main tank for Jailbait, and ETC is one of his favorite picks, and he plays it super well. So Bad by Design has obviously done their research here.
Yeah, and both teams like the Greymane. Okay, one thing I want to point out, last series, I don't remember which game it was. Let me see. One of the games that they played Decker, I think it might have been game 2.
And
No,
Decker
game
just
3.
got some good
The
so
Battlefield of
good buffs.
Eternity. Yeah, yeah. They played Deckard and they hit a fat 5-man sleep. It was absolutely fantastic. It was so good.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Deckard with the
that's got to be highlight. I don't know if they submitted this as a highlight of the week, but
they
I'm
should
pretty sure.
have. We'll
Yeah,
tell you
it's
that.
friggin' amazing.
You know what? I'm gonna just real quick. Let's take a look at here. I'm gonna do gray. Let's see. Let me just run the numbers. Oh, okay, you know what? This is actually this is a mistake. I was gonna run some numbers, but these are last season stats. Actually, just out of curiosity, let's see if this will pop up. But we'll get some. Okay, Falstead, first pick by Kobo. That makes sense. This is a big map, so really like to stretch stretch out as much as possible because you can really punish by split pushing against the other team on because you can delay the capture really long and Falsa just gets a lot of value. Also, the gust for the 2 bosses can't be understated. And on the other side, we see Raynor and Joanna picked up. Raynor, Joanna, both. Joanna is just a really solid pick, and Raynor, I've been seeing a lot of Exterminator recently, just because he can just spam those camps on cooldown.
Yeah,
and
he takes incredibly fast.
So fast, and that I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the 2 bosses, super big there. And we get the Hanzo Mal'Ganis on the other side. Mal'Ganis is a super solid pick. Hanzo, good scouting with the arrows and lots of corners and walls to bounce scatters off of. So this is a very good map for Hanzo. I think those are both really good picks.
I think this is a comfort pick for Frag as well. If I remember correctly, he plays a lot of Hanzo, so he should be real comfortable in that.
I am surprised that they didn't go for the Sylvanas, as that's a highly contested, or I guess they really like that pick, I should say. Frag really likes it a lot, but they go for the Hanzo instead. I think that's a fine pick.
Yeah, it was picked. The Sylv was picked and banned, picked twice by Jailbait in the last series and banned in the last game.
First picked, by
Boogan Squad. So.
We don't expect. So one thing I want to mention here: no Zool. So Zool did get nerfed in the patch that is currently live. All 3 of his main damaging abilities got nerfed. So his Jailer's damage got nerfed, his Scythe damage got nerfed, and his auto attack damage got. So that's all of his damage got nerfed, and neither team is picking him up. So we get a global with the Haka, and Rhaegar on the other side. So possible Bloodlust coming out.
I had in my notes as well for. Bad by Design is something that they might be wanting to put to play because I know a lot of people are starting to pick it up ever since Bloodlust got buffed, and I do believe they've played it in one of their games of the last year's game 2 in the Final Shrines game. So
it's definitely meta right now. Yeah. The level 20 is pretty insane for the Bloodlust, but the 10% bonus healing. Yrel, that doesn't surprise me at all. That's what the last series Jailbait did, and Anduin got buffs.
Got a buff. Yep.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what they were, but
drafts from both teams. I like both of them.
I really do. I like the global pressure from the Falstead and the Dahaka. Now, Falstead beats Dahaka in lane pretty hard, but Dahaka isn't looking to hard smash the lane or anything like that, especially with the towers doing as much damage even after the nerfs. I still expect the towers to do a good job. And then an Alarak, yeah. Okay, so Alarak obviously super strong. He got some changes. I'm really curious to see if they're going to go that Q auto attack build that was sort of. I mean, this is sort of a totally interesting pick coming over here from.
Yeah, that's an odd one. And you know, the Malthael ban is really weird to me as well. It's kind of like off the wall. You know, they probably have some reasoning behind it, but I'm not sure.
I think they.
You know.
So I know that they really like playing the Urel. They played Urel, let's see, in either 2 out of the 3 games in their last series did Jailbait, and I think that they don't like the Malthael matchup into it. It's a little bit interesting. I do think Urel is super, super strong right now. The level 4 talent is a soft cleanse on a 20-second cooldown that can be used on any ally, including yourself. That just by itself is kind of ridiculous.
Really strong.
Yeah, so
I don't know the matchup very well, so I wouldn't know, but
okay, well here we go. Here we getting into game number 1 on Cursed Hollow. I guess I'll go ahead and start out with the. Let's see, what did we decide? You're doing Jailbait, right?
Either way.
Why don't you kick us off with Jailbait?
Alright, on the blue side, we have H2O on Urel, we have Tothon on Mal'Ganis, we have Fragstellar on Hanzo, Kobo on Falstead, and DB Split on 8.
And on Bad by Design, we're seeing, let's see, it's easier for me to bring up just this little tab right here. I'll find, she told me before the game how to pronounce that. Alfine on Rhaegar, Storm on Alarak, Captain Crawley on Joanna, Inept on Raynor, and Lethandra on Dehaka. So nothing much going on here at the beginning. Falstead just goes straight to lane. The Raynor takes vision, but otherwise just sitting here. Let's take a look at the talents real quick. Oops, wrong button. Oh, there's a 5-man mid. Let's take a look at that. And Frag hops out of there. Is he going to make it? Yep, and he's just fine. That was pretty dangerous, but are they going to be punished? Nope, they have the burrow top to soak that, and everybody's going to be just fine. So looking at the level 1 talents, we see, of course, the W coming out of the Alarak, so nothing crazy going with that level 1 like I was sort of hoping. Everything else, Q build coming out of the Hanzo, Bribe out of the Falstead, and then we have, of course, Renew coming out of the Anduin, something that I was not expecting. Anything you see out there from either side? I mean, I've been seeing a lot of the Wolf run from the Rhaegar Exterminator is what we expected.
Tissue regeneration. Yeah, nothing crazy that you wouldn't expect.
Yep. So and look at that. Raynor just goes straight for that camp at the very beginning and gets it slightly ahead of both DB Smiley and Fragstellar. And meanwhile, the whole time it's been 2v1 bottom. H2O holding his own. Again, it's kind of hard to really pressure a lot nowadays because of the strength of the towers, even after the nerfs.
Urel in general, just, you know, it's hard to kill in lane. Like,
yeah.
Does pretty well, even in the 2v1. Like, not gonna have much of a problem here.
So they both hit level 4 about the same time, and you can see up here in the top right with Bad by Design taking their camp. They take it so fast. I mean, on the other side, they're still doing a fairly good job, and the rotations are clean for both teams.
Yeah.
Top lane, Kobo's winning as expected. A little bit of tower damage going on.
Yeah, that's a rough matchup for Dahaka, for sure.
Hammer gains, what we expect. Hand of Freedom, that's what we were talking about, the level 4 from Urel. Oh, there's an invade going on. Yeah. Yep, and I got excited for a second there, but...
It was a little bit late, but almost.
Yeah. Yeah, that was close. That was a smart idea, you know? Finish that camp as quickly as possible. Miss W on the Alarak. Mid lane too, what happens is that, so because they got that first, the camp first, bad by design, it also gets cleared out first. So it's something to keep in mind whenever it comes to things like this. Is it's good that they got it so fast, but they didn't really get to punish much with it, and now the bad by design has to deal with clearing it out while this tribute is up. I don't think it's really going to matter either way, but just something to sort of keep in mind.
It would have been nice to see them rotate to the invade a little bit quicker. They might have gotten something off of it. Just
pushing all the wrong buttons.
So
as you can see, yeah, Raynor is actually clearing mid while there's a fight 3v4 going on bottom. Captain Crawley almost dies, but look at that Rhaegar going in deep, taking a lot of damage. Raynor is still mid lane. Dahaka burrows in, so now it's a 4v4, but now the Falstead gets the free push top lane, and to be honest with you, I would just sit up there if I was Falstead, because he's going to hard punish top.
You have Hanzo, you can stall for those. I mean, Mal'Ganis as well. You can ring it out. So.
Okay, now it's 4v5, so Cawthon's getting low, and they stayed a little too long. But there's, oh man, and Dahaka barely makes it out.
He's getting hungry for it.
Oh man. So a little bit of greed there from Jailbait. Are they gonna get? No, they're not gonna die again. Okay, so they lose 2. Let's take a look at the top lane, and you can see how hard Kobo's punishing, but definitely
so much here. It just it's. I mean, it sucks that they died, but he's getting so much value in top lane that the experience is going to be.
Experience is almost negligible. It makes you think that if Jailbait played a little bit more conservatively there and just tried to poke with the Hanzo arrows to delay the capture and not die, they would have got. You can see how much more they would have gotten out of that, because they're still even, and the entire top wall and both towers are gone. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, the game is really even right now. The first tribute is it is what it is. No big deal.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the talents. We're going full W build. This is pretty standard from the Alarak. We're going the Q build. This is pretty much what you expect to see. I don't really. They're level 7 for Falstead. Boomerang is something that I like to see. We're going W build on the Anduin. I don't know much about the Anduin. The level 7, I think, there is also up for debate a little bit, but I mean, everything is looking good right now. We have the Cleanse, the Stormcaller, pretty standard across the board.
Yeah, the instant mount is really strong, so I mean, I totally understand why he's picking level 7. It's super easy.
Let's zoom a little bit further out for this fight here. And you can see Joanna's getting really chunked down. Uses the Unstoppable and the slow from Rhaegar to peel back. Unstoppable is about to burn. And dead. Ooh, a big... Yeah. And... looks like Raynor is in trouble. And just like that, 2-2 on kills. And this is really nice that they got the kills where they did if you're a Jailbait, because you get to take the camp while you're at it.
Still very even. Dahaka was soaking the top lane for the majority of that.
This is another pick on the Dahaka up here. And he could be going down Lithandra. There's the pull, another pull by Alarak. Oh! Cawthon gonna make it out? Nope, gets stunned by the Johanna. Great stun, and it end up trading 1 for 1. Wow, really back and forth, 3-3, super even so far.
Yeah. Those are great. I enjoyed everything that just happened.
So a lot that would happen in that fight. We saw the light bomb being burned. We saw the dragon's arrow being burned. We saw Mal'Ganis trying to burn the Carrion Swarm, but it was interrupted by Blessed Shield. And here we go. Looks like Bad by Design might get a clean cap here. Are they going to get it? Ooh, that's a big silence, and Kobo goes down to the Alarak. Lots of really good pulls so far. Here we go. The fight continues on, getting a tiny bit of lag. It should be 4v5. This should be all Bad by Design. This looks sort of like what happened on the other side whenever Jailbait was just invading, and then Bad by Design just turn around. The difference is they don't take the Bruiser camp. They just walk out after the single kill.
You know, sometimes you have to really consider the risk versus reward on those kinds of things. They had vision knowing that all 5 of them were there, and I think they could have just as easily just rotated someone top, try to push, or gotten in another lane and try to get value somewhere else and just get them that one completely. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going down 2-1, you don't want to, but the Mal'Ganis was lagging a bit behind, and that particular choke point is not something you want to be walking through without.
And look what's happening here. They sneak the boss bottom lane, does Jailbait, while Raynor was collecting. Everybody was soaking across the map. They saw Rhaegar was top lane, and they go ahead and pull the trigger. They have the Gust. So that's a guaranteed... Oh, missed. Oh my goodness, pushing the wrong buttons here. And we got a fight going on. Oh man, there's the light bond coming out. We got the Lahandras getting filled back up. Anduin goes down, got pulled in there, I believe. Dragon's Arrow comes out. Cawthon's going deep on the backline. Heals coming in, though. Missed Tongue Drag. It's 4v5, and now it's 3v5. This is going to be a curse coming in for Bad by Design.
So, yeah, it's interesting. There's obviously Boss's bot. It's not getting too much value.
Well, so you had the camp getting pushed in here by Bad by Design that really negated a lot. That does so much damage to the boss. So only a front wall and the fountain taken out was that boss. That was actually a smart call, in my opinion, by Bad by Design, just saying, forget it. We got a camp pushing down there. That thing's going to do no damage. We're just going to beat you 5v5 right now. And they did.
Really well done by them. I mean, that's knowing... map. No, does really well.
So there's a fight going on mid lane, and up on the top lane, Rhaegar just pushes in and gets the entire fort. We got a fight still going on mid, but the Unstoppable is popped by Joanna. Down in the bot lane, without the tower being turned on, Kobo can't do anything to defend this, especially with the siege camp pushing in there. Although he does save the tower. And quite a bit of XP lost here. And when it's all said and done, it's up one fort and most of a second fort. This one is really close to going down. And a little less than a level. So if you're Jailbait, that's not too bad. Although the fight looks like it's starting. Here's the Blessed Shield going out. DB Smiley getting pulled in. Almost one shot. Does get one shot. The Gus comes in a little bit late. Does Jailbait just back out here? I think they will. Is this going to be a boss? There's no Gust. The isolation goes out on Cawthon. The pull's getting pulled in. Man, that Alarak is yanking him in. And then a tongue on top of it. Cawthon's going down. And there he goes. I mean,
really well done.
This Alarak is getting some fat pulls.
That was nasty.
Several. I mean, it's been pretty repeated. And look at this. The Rhaegar's saying, forget it. They're not going to come in here. And he's going to go ahead, or the captain is going to come in. She is going to take this camp. So they're going to get two camps at the same time. This is one of the nice things. I mean, Rhaegar's the only healer in the game, I think, that can really pull this off besides Kerosene. But even he can't do it this fast. No. I don't think. Not without sacrificing some healing anyway with his level 1. That being said,
a little bit of XP bottom lane doing that. I mean, you're just trying to soak wherever you can at that point. So just doing whatever you can to stay in the game is good, and trying to get to level 16 as quickly as possible to get rid of that level discrepancy. So.
Rambo on the podcast chiming in. Yeah, Himibo, let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go. We got 134 sadism right now. That's a solid amount of sadism. Did he go? Okay. He should have gotten his teammates dying and then his teammates go feed. Like, come on now. That's the way to do it. So that is level 13. Meanwhile, an invade going on over here on the Bruiser camp. And honestly, playing super aggressively is Bad by Design, and I think it's the right call right now. They're up a talent tier, and they know, like, okay, we can just take any fight that we really want to right now. And on the flip side, Jailbait's just sitting back going, we're just going to soak up. We want to hit 16. You have 0 tributes. Take this one.
I mean, the Alaric build is just what we're used to seeing as well. Nothing crazy or off the wall here.
Nope.
Just the solid Ruthless Momentum at level 1, and then Blind Force at level 7.
Kobo might be getting jumped on down here. He might be in trouble. There's the Blessed Shield going out. The pull in by Smiley. Wow. My God. That was so close. Good pull by Smiley, but that Lightning Surge, I believe it's called, the E for Alarak, just did that final bit of damage. Man, so close though. Good effort. The thing is that he'll be back. There's still only one tribute collected, so it's not game over by any means. And Frag has to jump out of there. He's gonna be fine. The Haka's split pushing top, and we continue on. Let's talk about the rest of the towns that we've seen so far. Piercing arrows, we totally expect to see that. Plague bats is what we expect to see. On the side of Jailbait, Afterburner, totally normal. We're seeing a full W build coming out of the Rhaegar, and we didn't talk about the fact that he went Ancestral, even though we've seen it several times.
I mean, it's still good. The Bloodlust is super strong right now, but I mean, you'd rather go with what you're comfortable with. And you don't
it's still a really good thing. And, even though Bloodlust is meta, I don't know that this is the best, Bloodlust comp of all time. And the fight is getting started, though. The Mal'Ganis going in. Kobo's getting chunked on the backside of the fight. Cawthon is still just doing a ton of damage as a frontliner. The pull in, Kobo's getting low. Oh, man, Johanna goes in and just says, all right, here, take me. And yoinks them. H2O uses his ult. He's going to survive that. Frag is getting chunked down. He goes in for another poke. Is he going to get punished for it? No, he's not. But that's the pull out of DB Smiley for a little bit more damage from Frag. And this is probably boss, although if they can delay, if Jailbait can delay, nope, it looks like Yrel's going to be sitting top lane, so that's going to be a boss down. Again, there is something to be said about knowing you're going to lose boss, just saying, screw it, I'm going to soak, and then just burn the boss whenever it gets to the tower. Because, again, the towers are still really strong despite the nerfs. It's unlikely that they're going to be able to get a keep with all 5 members up. So, and in fact, even Bad by Design says, forget it, we're just going to get the boss, and then we're going to go take the rest of the camps and get ready for the top tribute. Yep.
We'll see how this goes. They don't have to clear the boss all the way. Just enough to where your comp won't take the keep.
I'd like to
H2O on it.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Falstead, and looks like he was rotating down. They say no. So what Jailbait has decided here is they're almost level 20, the side of Bad by Design, and they will sacrifice the bottom keep if it means winning this team fight before level 20.
I like the decision making, actually. They're saying we want to fight before 20, let's just get it.
Kobo's getting chunked on the back line. He needs some peel, but look at this. Going on the front, the ult from Cawthon gets cancelled. Ooh, that's a big dragon arrow going in. DB Smiley gets the stun on Raynor on the backside, and Falstead goes down on the other side of the fight. This fight is split all over the place. Almost interrupted his Cawthon, but he's getting a lot of damage. Raynor ends up going down. H2O's in there. Look at Cawthon go, just doing tons of damage. Oh my gosh, H2O's full HP. He's ready to just go in and start knocking heads together. And boom, there goes down Alarak. And they are rewarded for their decision to go. And they said, we will sacrifice that keep. And they're going to lose maybe a little bit of HP. Yes, they're going to lose some HP on their core. However, they get 3 kills. They stop the curse. And they're going to get top boss. Wow, actually, there's a lot of... H2O needs to get out here. We have a follow coming in. I should probably turn that off. 40% down because of that siege camp. So the siege camp did work there. There's 2 back. This means it's going to be a 3-on-2. And look who's deciding to fight. Bad by Design is saying, we're going to fight this down 2v3. Cawthon is in there. Right now it's tied up. Look at, oh my gosh, Cawthon ends up going down. Look at the damage that the Haka is doing on the backside. They really need to focus him down. And the Gust finally comes out. They trade 1-for-1, lose the boss. What a crazy decision right there. But it almost paid off insanely well for Bad by Design. They knew they were up 20-19. They decided that they were going to try to fight that 2v3. They knew that Cawthon was low in that fight, at the beginning of that fight. And... wow, they almost got that. That is amazing. And actually, Rhaegar makes it out. So, 1-for-1.
The Hanzo ult just whiffed by him.
Yeah,
If
that's...
that connected, you would have died.
So, okay, things to note. Mal'Ganis is going to be up. Yeah, Mal'Ganis is going to be up in 15 seconds. Looks like the delay is going to be on. They should be able to delay this. I mean, I would be super aggressive here if you're Jailbait. Really got to force him out. Just, you got to hit the front line. Oh, he's getting chunked in. There goes the Unstoppable. Like, yoinked in. He's got no Unstoppable now. They're diving in on him, but he's got his level 20, keeping him alive. Kobo's once again low, and in goes DB Smiley. He gets the kill. Now we have Raynor. He's really squishy, sitting there in the front line. He gets Ancestral. Kobo's trying to tank. Mal'Ganis is back. Mal'Ganis makes it back before the Dahaka does. Here comes the Dahaka burrow. Dahaka's on the backside. He misses the tongue. There's 2 kills by Jailbait. DB Smiley's going to get it. They're up 3 to 2. It's a 2-on-5. We got Siege Camp pushing in the top lane. Cursed is coming in. What does Jailbait do here? Can they push to end somehow? They have 35 seconds.
They're going top. They're running top. They're going for the end.
H2O, yeah, they really are. They realize that there's an open keep, and they have 25 seconds. There is a total possibility. I didn't even look at the level 20s. This is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. It's
Benjamin, yes, this is live. And look at, they know that the core is about to be exposed. They have 15 more seconds. The core, if you get hit by one of these things, Fragastellar gets hit. He's got negative 75 armor. Kobo uses the wind tunnel. They're hitting the core. Core shields are still on. DB Smiley's really low. He dies to the Rainer's Raider. The core is going down, though. That's the blessed shield coming out of Joanna. 2 more coming up in 9 seconds, 5 seconds. Coffin has got to get out. Coffin's low. Absorbing his H2O. Is he going to be able to do it? I don't think so. Cursed is down in 13 seconds, and down he goes. 52% on the core. And Fragastellar and Kobo said, screw you guys, we're out. Wow, what an insane game this is.
I don't know.
That is just crazy. The core does
attack the core. 50% is not much.
It's not, but I mean they I don't know what happened exactly. Who got off or what happened there, but immediately look what happens here. This is going to be a 40% core boss pushing in an open lane. I mean, this is going to be tough. Let's talk real quick before this happens. Here's the level 20s. We have Wind Tunnel, Varian's Legacy. We have the Storm Shield, Deadly Charge, Indestructible, Duskwing. That's the Rainer's Raider, did so much damage.
This is going to have to be a nutty Wind Tunnel. Like,
they're going to need to get on this boss like now. But look at the top lane. The Katas are on core. Well, hold on. They knew that there's going to take some time for this to come in. Here comes the Unstoppable, already being burned by Johanna. What is happening here? Nothing. It's 4v4 right now. We have Falstead in the mid lane. Kobo, you have to get there and start DPSing this thing. It's going to take down the core by itself. And boy, this is going to be... And look at this. They're taking down it's halfway dead. The boss is halfway dead. Wind tunnel is up. There's the wind tunnel. Captain Crawley's still in there. The shields are almost down, but he barely survives. Storm runs in. 40% shields are just about down, but the kills are going out. Unstoppable and H2R barely survives. They are still going for this. There's 2 dead on the side of dead. Bad by design. They're all going down. The core defense is happening. Look at him. He's going in 34%, 32%, 31%, 30. Oh my gosh. Raynor goes down. And by the way, look what's happening. It's GG. Jailbait actually defends and is going to win this. That is just unbelievable. That's GG right there. Wow. What an ending. That is insane. We had 3 core defenses. And then the Siege Camp backdoors. What an unbelievable game. Wow. So, I mean, this is my first live cast. This is your first cast in general. And we are just... Yeah, Bobo comes in here. Kurt Hollow is the strongest hero in the game. And ain't that the truth? Like, good lord. Like... Core defenses, 3 core defenses. You know, the Blizzard team said that they wanted to make the core pushes more exciting. Well, mission accomplished, because that was pretty insane. So let's take a look at his final stats. My god.
frag seller, man.
Mal'Ganis, Cawthon getting out there and doing a ton of damage, 48k. He did a great job, I thought, really disrupting the front line. Everybody did a really good job on both sides. I thought the macro was really good. You know, the kills ended up being 17 to 15 in favor of Bad by Design.
Yeah.
And that's 3 out of 4 games that Jailbait has been behind in kills, but they've won 3 out of 4 games. Excuse me, 4 out of, let's see, what was it? I guess it's 4 games, 3 out of 4. That makes sense. So Alarak had some great pulls in that game. Looking forward to the next one. Let's take a look at the talents real quick, and we'll go take a real quick break after this. But here they are.
I just want to say real fast, that's the risk you take with picking Alarak, you know, like amazing pulls, and he started getting really stacked, and as the game went on, he just was killing everything. And then when you die, you lose your stacks, and he was still getting like great pulls later in the game, but it just wasn't killing.
It wasn't as much damage, yeah.
Forward, you know? And the Hanzo, you give him just a little bit extra time, or Falstad, and it totally changed the game. So I mean, it's a big risk, big reward there. So
all right, well, thanks for tuning in with us. We got 8 viewers right now. Got to go to the post game screen. Got to remember that I have buttons to click over here. Ridiculous noobcaster. We're gonna be right back, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, coming back at you. We're back in here. That was like a 30-second break. I don't know, Marshall, if you got up or what, but
nope, I'm here.
Marshall is low volume. Okay, I'm getting told that you're low volume, so I'm gonna crank you up a little bit if I can. I don't know if I can. I don't know how to do that. Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm going to turn you up on Discord. Here we go.
There you go. Good thinking.
There we go. Now, that's about all I can do right now. Thanks for letting me know, Benjamin.
So, if history is to repeat itself, by design is going to take the series. Right? That's all I got to say.
Yeah, because I think both teams in their last series, lost game 1. That's exactly right.
So you've cursed yourself. You've cursed yourself, Jailbait.
Jailbait? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Okay, well, we'll see if this is what they really wanted. Exactly, Kobo. Kobo, stop horsing around.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say, if you're ever doing research, be really careful when you're looking up Jailbait, because if you type in HOTS Jailbait into Google, you could find yourself on a list.
Yeah. If you work for the government, especially be careful.
Yeah. You might end up with a bunk right next to Jared from Subway. I'm just throwing it out there. Oh, man.
So Braxis, huh?
Yeah, I guess we should talk about the game or something.
Braxis,
maybe.
is very different from Cursed. So,
By the way, hold on real quick. Professor Bobo following like a champ.
nice.
Thanks for the follow. I have this really loud notification for whenever people follow. I should probably turn that off. Not so sure how to do that though. So you know what? We got like 2 follows that game. Not gonna worry about it too much. Oh, we're ready and we're diving in to the draft. Let's see. You know, I actually have this transition set up for draft to game. I should probably do that next time.
So,
I think I will.
Who picked the map?
That would be bad by design, I'm assuming. I should have gone actually over to my map select screen, which is where I said that they did that, but let's see if they actually did that. We'll find out based on who's first pick, and yep, it's Jailbait, so it was
Jailbait,
bad by design.
their last series, their first game that they lost was on Braxis. So I'm not sure if they went Braxis because they saw Jailbait had lost in the last series or not, but it's a possibility. Just throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there. Greymane first ban. I mean, Greymane is just so strong. It's
interesting that they aren't going for first pick on Greymane. I guess they don't really want to pick it first, so
they don't see maybe.
They don't want to see the other team because both of these teams play Greymane.
Is the Rexar going to come out here? Because this is typically known as a Rexar map. Last time there was a Rexar ban. Yeah, they choose to ban the Alarak instead of the Rexar. I don't even know if I really like Alarak that much on this map. Yeah. The Garage comes out. So do Jailbait have a Rexar player? We shall find out. Because they banned it last time they were first pick, and this time, at least I think they did. Let me check my notes.
Yeah, they banned it.
They banned it and they were first pick. And they banned Rexar Gul'dan last time they did this. Johanna first pick, so they give up the Rexar. They don't pick the Sylve, which they did last week. They picked Sylve first 2 out of 2 times. Yeah, but Johanna's a really strong pick. Yeah, really good wave clear from the Joe coming out. And this map, wave clear is really super important. And she can honestly just sit on that point forever.
There's the Mal'Ganis. The Rainers, once again, just really strong pick in general. It's really good on this map too because you can actually do those camps incredibly quickly, which can be really important in this map because you really want to be on the point control and be pushing your lane and all that. So I really like the Rainer pick.
Yep, I'm expecting to see Exterminator coming out. We have the Junkrat, which this is a great Junkrat map because you can boot people all over the place. And Stukov, I love Stukov on this map because once again, you want to stand on that point, and he just puts his lurking arm out there and says, like, okay, you can stand on the point, but you're going to be taking damage the entire time, and you're not going to be able to push any buttons. So, Earth 2 Rob coming out here in the Twitch chat and saying that he's going to make 50 accounts and follow. I'm going to pretend I didn't see that, Rob, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Earth 2 Rob. Kael'thas coming out here. Interesting because I consider Junkrat as sort of pseudo-mage in terms of damage, and they banned the Kael'thas, but Kael'thas is a really good ban in general. The Kel'Thuzad ban, Kel'Thuzad can be an absolute terror.
So they played Kel'Thuzad in their last series in game 1. It was the game that they lost, but it honestly looked pretty good. So they got a couple of picks, really good picks.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Bad by Design looked really strong with the Kael'thas in their previous series, and they went the offlane stitches. Deckard, this is an excellent map for Deckard. There's lots of people that you can hit with your scroll of ceiling. You can put your pots up all over the place. No Rexar on either side, but instead a buffed Artanis.
Yeah, weird. So it's a strength pick for sure. I mean,
he did get 2 out of his. Yeah, his level 1's got all crazy. They got 2 out of 3 of his level 1s are different. They get Sylve and Rexar. Unbelievable that Rexar Sylve goes round 3 pick. That is just crazy to me. Not saying it's bad on either side. It's just surprising.
Yeah, it's weird to see it so late. I really like Jailbait's. I think it's fantastic.
I think that it's really, really strong. On the flip side, Artanis should. There's some wave clear with the Tacitor, so they got the auto attack DPS coming in from the Rainer, and then we have Tacitor for the wave clear. And Tacitor just got some big buffs, so his wall is going to be closing people in on that point, and they're going to be burning them to death. And like I said, once they get closed in and the Deckard seals them up, that's going to be hit all day long. They're going to sit through that entire duration of the Tacitor W. So this could end up being really strong.
The Junkrat can get over the wall with bomb, and the Sylvanas can eat over the wall. So, and Johanna doesn't really worry that much because she has the unstoppable. So, it's good, but I don't know how much value they're going to get out of it, because I don't imagine Stukov is going to be stepping up far enough to allow himself to be walled by the Tacitor that often. Not with the Johanna front line. It's going to be difficult to make it work as well as maybe you hypothetically would think about it, So
Crow coming in with a follow. Thanks, Crow. Appreciate you. Using some of Crow's themes here. Let's see. Let's go into. Oops, this is the wrong button. And here we go. Finally get that transition going. So let's start off. Why don't you kick us off with Jailbait on the blue side?
Yeah, we got H2O on Rexar. We got Pathan on Johanna. Bragaseller on Sylvanas. Kobo on the Junkrat. And DB Smiley on the Stoop.
And on the other side, we have Artanis being played by Lithandra, Althine on the Deckard, Mal'Ganis, Captain Crawley, and Tacitor being played by Storm, and Inept on Raynor. So let's go ahead and check out the level 1's Exterminator coming out like we expect. And we don't see a buffed Q level 1 coming in from the Tacitor. Does that surprise you at all? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you.
I mean, so it depends on talk to, but I actually really do like the trait. And the trait got buffed as well, so let's keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely strong, but I mean, lots of targets to Q repeatedly.
Oh, you went Q.
Oh, he did? Oh, sorry, you're right. It goes up to 250 now. That's what confused me. Oh, yeah, no, okay, that makes total sense then. My confusion is totally for no reason. So there you go. I mean, I'm not even going to argue with you. We got the W stacks coming out for the Sylvanas, which she's going to get a lot of value on those. Already has 18 stacks, which isn't bad. We have Scroll of Identify coming out. Hopefully that gets stacked really fast. That got buffed. It only takes 14 now instead of, I believe it was 16 previously. And like I said, he's going to be easy for him to stack those. And Marshall, I want to point this out. The new level 1 going top lane for the Artanis, where every auto attack he gets bonus damage, he is at 37 stacks.
What?
40 stacks. Are those 40 times 0.1 each? What is this? Hold on. 4 point. So yeah, each one of those is 0.3. So he's already at 4.6, 5.7. He's at 5.7 bonus attack damage at 1 minute and 57 seconds.
Is that real? That's a thing?
That's a new level 1 from Artanis, and he's just going to beat on that bear. They already took the top camp.
What is it, cap?
It has no cap. Its cap is 9,001. Boop coming in from Junkrat.
I think it's a problem.
Yeah, and now we're sort of realizing why the Rexar wasn't picked by Bad by Design. They said the patch came out yesterday, but we know exactly how to deal with this. And the bear is just getting beat to death. He is at 78. Good lord. I will say they took the 100%.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you send 4 top here in general to push with that wave because the wave is so incredibly strong. But instead, Jailbait decides to stay bottom, which is fine. They're going to clear this out really fast, and honestly, they're still going to get a lot of push down top.
Yeah.
They did send the Tacitor top because he's got the most wave clear, although we do have the Exterminator bottom. They're getting some good value out of this, our Jailbait. They're going to get the well up here, which is super important because you can see how low the Artanis is. Even though he's doing lots of damage, he has no self-sustain. And so getting that well is really nice.
It's an interesting decision to not rotate the Rainer up. Fully understand.
70 stacks on that static charge already for the Tacitor, so that's really good. Let's take a look at the talents a little bit more. We have Shield Surge at level 4. I don't know that much about the Artanis, but I believe that's what I normally go whenever I do play him. We have, let's see, let's make sure that we're keeping an eye on all the what's going on here.
Jailbait is on that camp a bit quicker than Bad for Design is.
True, but there was already a camp taken earlier in this game by Bad by Design, so... XP-wise, they're pretty much dead even. It's really interesting because Artanis is stacking like crazy in the top lane, but there's more structure damage being done by Jailbait so far. And we get a boop in the bottom lane. Those are going to get chomped, and down goes Morgana. So that was a really solid play by Junkrat, by Kobo. Kobo, as you and I both know, is a really good Junkrat player, and he's showing it right here.
Well, Jailbait in general... I know for a fact they're feeling real comfortable on all of their picks. The Junkrat is, you know, a Kobo speciality, and the Johanna is just super strong, and Joe is really good on that as well. Although Joe has a lot of tanks that he's very comfortable with. And we know that they love the Sylve. I mean, this is the third or fourth one.
So one thing I did actually... Yes, 3. Yeah, he's played it 3 times. So we have the follow-through coming through with from Artanis, Cube Mastery coming in from the Deckard. Really like that pick coming out of the Deckard. Little bit of a fight going on. Sylvanas is getting kind of low, gets bursted really hard if she gets hit, but no. 9.3% already on the Artanis, which seems really good to me. On the other side, 76 stacks from Sylvanas. And there's a fight going on. Sylvanas, there's the trait popped by DB Smiley. Captain Crawley's getting chunked down, though. That Sylvanas is just doing tons of damage right there.
Yeah, it's hard for the front line. This Deckard is really good, though, man. This Deckard is strong. I really, really enjoy watching
I just really enjoy Deckard. Yeah.
Althine?
Yeah. He's, yeah, Althine. He is... God, she told me before the game, I told her that I was hopefully not going to forget, and here I am forgetting. That's 13 out of the 14 stacks on Scroll of Identify, which reduces armor whenever you finish that. There it is, he finishes it. So, that's really a nice pickup. 106, 107, we're going up on stacks already at 6 minutes for the Sylvanas, and the reasoning there is... Well, the reasoning is whenever you get the Haunting Wave, it stacks 3 stacks, and you see right there, hits the Haunting Wave onto Crawley and then the W, and gets double stacks for everybody else that has the 3 stacks behind Captain Crawley.
No,
and so, boom, 12 stacks just like that.
10 stacks a minute is really good. If
yeah.
You're getting 10 stacks a minute, then you're doing real well, and to be, you know, almost doubling that number is pretty nuts. But almost 20 stacks a minute is crazy.
Look at this. Despite everything that goes on, 100% immediately channeled. Immediately channeled.
Yeah. And they're all down here. This is gonna be
that's
a
5-man push. And they have the Sylvanas black arrows as well, so let's not forget about that. Are they going to use it on this? I don't even know if I would use it here.
No. You just save it for
Frag is just... No, he uses it.
A little late, too.
So I would have probably saved it here. Are we going to get a boop from the Junkrat? Must have already used it. There's the level 10s coming in. We have Blessed Shield coming in. We have Rip Tire. We have Massive Shove. Unleash the Whores. And Wailing Arrow.
Are they going to take the keep with this?
I mean...
There goes the doggo down.
Still 10-9. Artanis is splitting top. Ooh, that's the Blessed Shield coming out. Storm goes down. And wow, just there's the big sleep coming out, but it doesn't really do a whole lot because Bad by Design is dead. Their whole team is dead. Black Arrows are back up. They're already back up. And there goes the bear just going in. The bear is tanking, so That's OP. Keep is down at 8 minutes and 20 seconds of this game.
The bear lives. Wow.
So you called it, Marsh. Jailbait got all their comfort picks, and they are looking real comfortable. Like, real comfortable. Now, to be fair, you did point this out earlier. You pointed out the fact that Bad by Design has sort of reminiscent of OG or I guess old minion miners, where they sometimes like to come on a little bit later into the game. So we should definitely not be counting them out by any means. One thing that we can mention is with the constant siege pressure being pushed in here, if the minions wave is constantly being pushed up over here where Tacitor is, that's XP that's going to be lost by Jailbait. So they're going to have to look to capitalize on that. And it's only a 1 level difference. So honestly, a team wipe by Bad by Design, and they could be right back in this game.
Yep. Ooh, that's a big swap. That's a big swap.
Big swap on DB Smiley. Big sleep coming in. DB Smiley, is he going to live? He pops the trade on himself. Big boop by Junkrat. I mean, Kobo just does work on those boops. He knows exactly where to put those things.
But really close, though. This is a great swap. I mean, that's what you need to do, is you need to get pick. You need to get yourself in the game somehow. If you can get a pick and you can get a camp, grab a camp, do something crazy, then you can get that. I mean, the XP really isn't that different. They're down less than a level. So
right.
If you can get the gap of that XP, you know, you can fill that gap and get back a little bit, then you're totally in this game. Like, it's still anyone's game.
Okay, so let's talk about the level 10s on the side of Bad by Design. We have the Suppression Pulse coming out of the Artanis. We have Stay a While and Listen, Carrion Swarm, Archon, what's going on up here, and then, of course, Rainer's Raiders. So let's talk about Archon, because level 20 Archon, if they can survive, if Bad by Design can survive until level 20 Archon is completely ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, nutty.
Ooh,
we got a fight starting out. It's 13-12 in terms of talents, but it's a good fight by Bad by Design. Crawley with the sleep.
There's the arrow.
Oh my goodness. Cawthon going ham on the backline actually gets burned down by the Archon, though. That's the Archon damage that I was talking about. Captain Crawley lives. It's a 1-for-0 so far. Cawthon goes down. Crawley, did he overextend, though? We got some heals coming out from Deckard. Oh, he gets silenced, though. Well, we got fights going down over here. Lahandra is dead. He gets booped in. Lahandra gets booped in. Another kill coming out from Jailbait. And, boy, this is all over the place. These fights have just been insane. A nice wall coming out. And Tacitor says, no way, Jose. But at the end of the day, it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Jailbait. Once again, even though Bad by Design got the initial pick, it was a nice boop to kill the Artanis in the bot line, who has 17.1% bonus attack damage, permanent attack damage. But it just doesn't matter because they can't control the shrines, and that's been the story of this game.
Yeah, and the Tacitor's getting stacked. I mean, he's at 185, so he's also getting pretty stacked. But man, the 161 stacks on Syl is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, she is doing an insane amount of damage when she gets on a target.
They're going to keep going up. The sleep comes out. He makes it out. The heals are coming in deep, and there's the massive shove coming out as well. They still have the point. That whole time they had the point, did Jailbait.
Got it back.
Finally get it back, but channeled all the way up to 82%. So despite not getting it to 100%, it should be noted that even if Bad by Design gets this the rest of the way to 100%, it's still going to be a big push from Jailbait. And they're still fighting over this. Frag goes back in, jumping all over the place, and there's the silence. That level 13 from Stu Cobb is disgusting. And that's a dead Artanis. Ooh, Tacitor goes down as well. I mean, this is looking like it could be an game-ending push from Jailbait. We have 20 seconds until Tacitor's back up. Black arrows are being used. You know, this Black arrow usage is really, I like, because they burn down that fort before the wave even gets there. And now it's off cooldown, or it's on cooldown. But it's going to be off cooldown even sooner because they burned it so early.
So,
this is a dead keep.
Yeah, it's dead keep, but I don't know if they're meant again. Because you've still got Tass who burns pretty well, and you've got the Rainbow.
Yeah.
So, I don't think they get under. It's something crazy would have to happen. I'm pretty sure they can.
Let's see what's going on here. We got a push in from the Zerg wave. That keep is absolutely going down, but pretty good damage coming out here. If you're bad by design, I think you're just thinking, take out the Zerg wave so we don't lose the game. Fragstiller goes right back in, almost gets slept. If he gets slept there, he is stuck behind enemy lines. There's the massive shove coming out. That was really good. Archon is going ham on the back line. And at the end of the day, barely get the keep. Archon is getting big. That was 14-17. And wow, Artanis is going in 1v5 and gets absolutely annihilated. The Unstoppable coming out from Johanna. They might lose the bear here, but nope, doesn't even look like that. I understand what Bad by Design is trying to do here. They're saying we just need to give it a best go, because if we don't, we're going to bleed out. And I respect it. I think that is the right mindset to have. They're not sitting back waiting to bleed out. They're saying, we're going to do this. We're going to fight you. We're going to get in your face. And let's not forget, in Heroes of the Storm, whenever you are down levels, with every level you're down, you gain more and more catch-up XP. So if they win a team fight, they're boom, right back in the game. But here comes an invade from Johanna and the rest of Jailbait. They see what's going on here, and this is theirs. Bad by Design just needs to bail out, and wow, that's another great silence from DB Smiley. He's been nailing those things ever since he hit level 13. There's another big Deckard's sleep. Stay a while and listen. That saves Mal'Ganis' life. Those sleeps, I mean, we saw that in the last series whenever we were watching these two teams, Marsh. The Deckard sleeps have just been huge every single time.
Yep. I'm telling you, that there's a 5-man sleep in the Battlefield game in the last series, and it is so good. Man, the self-distance damage.
So this is an interesting call. I'm not sure why they're not going for a boss here, because I don't believe that Jailbait are going to be able to end. That's the finished quest by Tacitor. I don't know when he did that, but Rooted is Fragistar. Frag's in trouble. He might be going down, and absolutely... wow, that's the blind. 53 health. Oh my gosh. Kobo... Yep, Kobo is... Oh, and goes down to the Mal'Ganis carrying swarm. That's the swap being stopped by the Unstoppable. Stopped by the Unstoppable. Cawthon has no Unstoppable.
They couldn't go for the boss.
They're both blinded. They're not doing any damage, but Raynor is dealing with the backline. It's 3-on-3 right now. It's about to be 4-on-3 and then 4-on-4. The swap barely misses. There's another... huge sleep. Huge sleep.
Oh my gosh.
And that's dead Stukov. Once again, those sleeps are absolutely massive. We can't talk enough about that. Let's take a look at what's going on in the core. And the freaking minions are going ham right now. But they're not going to take out any of the shield. And we're back down to 1 level difference between the two teams. And it's 5-on-4 for another 33 seconds. What can Bad by Design do here? I think they've got to get that top point.
Yeah, just control the points, I think. If they can get a pick or a kill here, then they can get the boss, but I think it's too risky to just go for it.
Heradric's staff being picked up by Deckard Cain. Oh, and here comes the fight in the bottom lane. And that could be a dead Artanis. Still alive for now. Can he get his shield out? Can he be safe? Oh, wow, finally goes down. The bear goes down. Is Frag in trouble? He doesn't have E, I don't believe. Oh, no, he does have E. He goes back in. Oh, he's just doing so much damage in the backline. But stunned out. The Rexar goes down. Oh, here comes... And Deckard Cain goes down, but is Frag going to be able to make it? Frag, barely gets taken out. But once again, Blue it takes the top point, so they can't channel. Bad by Design can't channel this. Traps being laid out for Vision. Captain Crowley's going in. Blue, it's 3-on-3, and they, once again, are channeling our Jailbait. Unstoppable being popped right there by Johanna.
Bad by Design never stops pushing in, man. They are wild. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They have to do this, because otherwise they're not going to hit level 20 first. They've caught back up in an entire level. They're down 2 keeps.
We got both temporarily. A little more charge.
We're up to 40% for Jailbait, and we're up to 28% for Bad by Design. Let's take a look at the talents because I wanted to talk about this. We have these attack speed slows coming out from Rexar and Johanna, just totally saying F you to the Artanis, saying you come in here, you're going to have your attack speed totally slowed on top of being blinded. That feels bad. 25%. I mean, I got to say that level 1, 25%, that's a freaking lot of percent. I pointed this out earlier, but Herodric's staff from Deckard Cain, that just like is that good? Whatever this Deckard does is good in my eyes, but I always thought that was such a funny one, like just beating people with your staff, you know?
Sylph comes in on you and silences you, right? And she's just standing there near you. You can't do anything, but if you hit her, you can stun her, like, right? Well, maybe that's the thought process.
That's a great point, because if you can stun her before she gets her second E off and she channels in, she's just dead. She can't move.
Yeah.
I mean, she does have her unstoppable, but I mean, that's just you're gonna run.
Your auto attacks with the Rainer and Artanis. You know, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the execution, whatever it's called, the meat Artanis.
Yes.
Better than not. I don't know how much value the suppression pulse is actually giving.
I just have to point this out real quick. Level 20, Radiating Faith by Cawthon. As a Joe player myself, I think that's a totally underrated talent, and I think it's absolutely super strong. The Boars come out, they root, they don't get a whole lot else. This is a 20-19 fight. Let's see what happens. A big pull-in and a big Riptire. Another sleep coming out to sleep the Sylvanas, but the fight wages on. Dead by Design is low. But the fight is still going. That's a level 19 Archon.
That was really good.
The bear comes out. I mean, look at these heals. Deckard is just a legend. Artanis is low again. This is a 20-19 fight once again. Captain Crawley is in trouble, though. Way too deep. Uses the Carrion Swarm. And Poppin is going low. Deckard Cain goes down, though. Rainer's hitting. And, oh my gosh, we have a 3. Let's see, it's a 2-on-4. 4-on-1, and that's GG right there. Wow. I mean, when you're down 20-19 and forced to fight like that, good job by Bad by Design. Honestly, like that is not an easy call to make, and they made it, and it almost paid off for them. They absolutely had to do that there, and that's going to be GG though. Jailbait takes the series 2-0.
Great games. Bad by Design, man. Their aggressive pushes and moves forward are just fantastic to watch. They didn't come out on top in that series, but they looked so awesome. I really like their games.
Nutty. Game 1 ending. Game 2, Jailbait was in the driver's seat the whole time, but you know, like I said, can't really speak enough to Bad by Design, just sticking it out and just choosing to fight, you know, good for them. And honestly, I thought at the beginning of that game, the Artanis was just going to be massive.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I haven't even looked at that one. That's nuts.
Okay, so let's figure this out. Let's go over to the Nexus Gaming Series and let's pick a lobby to go into. I don't even know which lobby is the correct one to go to. Some of these are okay. You could do casting lobby. Oh no, we can't do the casting lobby. What lobby are we supposed to do for this? Oh, lobbies. There's just a bunch of freaking lobbies up here. Dummy. Okay, I'm gonna go to lobby 1. I'll meet you over there.
Oh, see there. They were in 1.
Yo, we just got here.
Oh.
H2O, my dude. Oh yeah, we get both of you guys in here. I love it. This is gonna be chaos. Oh my god, I would have it no other way. So for the viewers at home, Kobo and Cawthon used to play on Minion Miners with me and Marshall. So H2O, we hate that guy, but you know it is what it is. He can come in here too, I guess, since he won the game. You know,
how do you hate water?
That's fine. Yeah. Okay, well, that's the kind of stuff that we look to you for, Kobo. That's why we love you over here. So we didn't actually get to finish covering over the talents and everything. I'm just going to leave that up for the viewers for whoever is interested. But guys, crazy series. We can't go too far ahead to the second game. We got to go back to game number 1. Tell us about what you thought about that first game. That was completely insane. We had 3 core defenses, and then the Siege Giants end up taking the game. Give
But
us
not
your
even
thoughts.
a core defense against a boss and 5 people with the core at like 40%. Like,
Yeah,
let's not undersell that core defense.
Trust me and Marshall were going, how in the world do Jailbait defend this?
Please.
I mean, and Kobo, dude, you were like, let me take this bruiser camp out before I head on down there. And Marshall and I are like, bro, there's a freaking boss that is walking towards your 40% core.
Yeah.
But you know what? You proved us wrong, because they didn't even take 1% off of that core, which still blows my mind. What happened? How did you guys defend that?
I wasn't scared.
Very
It's a
clearly.
combination of really good communication and prioritization of targets. Plus, I think that core is just disgusting to.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The minus 75% armor whenever you get hit by one of those little orb things. I mean, you guys felt it on your core push, which was the second core push of the game. Wasn't even the first one, because you guys got your core push down initially, although it was sorted by the minions. But either way, that minus 75 armor, is that the strongest core defense out of all the maps in the game?
I mean, if you have any kind of slow or root or whatnot, you can pretty much absolutely screw somebody over.
It's that or D-Shire.
Yeah.
Because follow-up CC on D-Shire is just disgusting. Like, if you stun them into that, they're just dead.
Yeah. I mean,
Was that like a 15-second stun or something like that? It's stupid.
I mean, I gotta say, Marshall and I talked about this, that Blizzard devs came out and said they wanted the core pushes to be more exciting, and from our perspective,
very
mission
exciting.
accomplished.
There was one, the first core push, which was you guys. I think it was you guys on the top.
It was technically second, because the freaking boss and all those
there was so
that
many,
stuff was the
I
first
can't even,
one. But yeah,
remember. But H2O jumped in as well, and Frag, I think it was Frag and Kobo just kind of pieced out. And I don't know if you guys had planned to just try and get it down as low as possible and then bounce, or whether or not you thought you could have ended there.
Yeah, what Marshall's asking,
that you could have ended on that top push.
Did you abandon your teammates, is what he's asking.
Well, I'm curious if in retrospect you think you could have ended in the top lane with the 4 at 50%.
Had you played it differently? Yeah, that's what
all 3 just stayed there.
I think we had a little blip of miscommunication there, and it ended up costing us. But it was a good learning experience for the team.
Mm-hmm.
If you're asking for our core was at 40%, we probably would not have went for the game end there, but we did there, and then I think Smiley was calling for help, and we abandoned him. So that's our bad.
I think he just straight up died to the core. I think it just killed him.
Yeah,
he was really strong.
I mean,
he didn't have any people on him.
It's
not
not
what been different, but that's basically how 24 minutes into a game, right? You just either go for it or you lose anyways.
Yeah.
But I guess not Cursed Hollow.
No, I mean that was just an insane game. Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys had any other thoughts on game 1. I mean, obviously the core pushes were the talk of the day. I thought that Bad by Design really played a strong macro game, coming out with the Exterminator. Is that what you guys felt like on your end?
To be honest, I think they could have pushed it a little bit more with the Exterminator, Rainer. Like, I think we took the first boss.
Very, very smart call by you guys too.
Yeah. But I think there were some opportunities for them to maybe take a little bit more advantage of that. And I think we had some misplays in team fights. But overall, I mean, game 1 was pretty close.
Very fair.
When you guys finally managed to land a kill on the Alarak, the game turned around a lot after that point, because he was pretty dang stumped. And there was one fight in particular, I think he got a catch on Smiley where he just obliterated him. And then I think soon after is when you guys killed him. So I think the Hanzo later in the game, turned on super hard as well and started doing tons of damage with some fat arrows as well, which was really nice to see. So,
Yep, agreed. Marshall, do you have anything else for game one?
how'd you guys feel about draft in game one? Is
They
there anything that
went
you would
for a
want to do
specific
differently
thing.
in hindsight, or like looking back now?
They went for a specific comp and they executed it well. They had the pull from Joe, they had the pull from Alarak, they had all the ways to displace us, and that's what they were going for.
Right.
Yep.
I'm just thinking,
If it
is there anything on your end that you guys think that you might have been more comfortable with switching out?
If it wasn't for the overbuffed Rainer level 1 talent exterminator that everyone takes, we had a better macro game than them team wise.
Mhm.
But with that, I think that changed. I mean, the Alarak Ray, you give up a lot of macro for that kill pressure, and it showed because Rainer can make up for that. So draft wise, I don't know. I think Rayman is their top hero, and they go to Rainer by default.
Yeah.
So that's kind of it's one or the other, right? Like you're not going to ban both of them. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the gray main bans.
The thing is that you ban the gray main, and if you give up the Rainer, at least with Rainer, he loses some of his in combat stats, right? Whereas if you give them the gray main and you ban the Rainer, they have the camp taking and they have the in combat damage. So, in my opinion, that's the right call by you guys banning out the gray main.
Yeah.
Let's move on to. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, just with what they had as far as displacement and sort of stunning capabilities, it made it really tough for me on Mal'Ganis to kind of shut them down.
I mean, that's the biggest counters to Mal, right? Is those displacements and interruptions, right? That's like all the counters. You still did amazingly well, though.
But I think getting the Johanna into the Rainer second game made a huge difference in just shutting down that damage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's a really smart first pick.
Let's talk about game two. Let's talk about the draft in game two. The biggest thing that was sort of blowing Marshall and our minds was we were fully expecting Sylvanas first pick because you guys first picked it twice in your first series before it was banned out in game three. No such thing in this one. You picked the Joe, which was really smart because they had banned 2 tanks. And then you don't get the Sylvanas until round 3, and you get the Rexar. What we thought was the Rexar got left up by Bad by Design because they had the Artanis counter pick, and he was farming. That Artanis was farming. The Misha the new level 1 trait from Artanis was getting nutty amount of stacks, but despite all that, you guys just said, okay, we're gonna let Misha die 10 times, but we're just gonna take every objective and then just shove them down your throat. So can you tell us what your thoughts were first off on the draft and Sylvanas and what you guys what were your priorities?
I didn't even want Sylvanas, so I don't know if anyone wants to speak about that. But just,
I mean, Frag is so dirty. Frag is so dirty on the Sylv. So
Yeah.
I mean,
you called for the Sylvanas.
I wanted a different hero first, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, I don't want to give away anything.
Yeah, I don't
that's fine. That's fine.
I mean-
Secrets. We're okay with secrets.
We wanted to take the Joe away from them. They showed that they had a competent Joe and whatnot, so we were just like, oh, Zerg wave clear, plus good tank, plus counter to Mal'Ganis because they banned ETC and Garrosh.
Yep.
Win-win.
Yep.
Oh,
No,
and they
no,
love AAs? Yeah, blind. Bye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. And Kobo, of course, you were playing the Junkrat back whenever you were our off laner. We still would just be like, oh, off lane, whatever,
Shut
you're so
up.
good.
Shut up.
So your Junkrat is dirty. I mean, look, don't blame me. You just killed it on that game. So I mean, you can get mad at me all you want, but stop dominating games, and that will be the ultimate non-ban. But anyway, you guys did a great job. How are you guys feeling about the season so far? I don't know. Feel free to talk about the game or whatever, but I'm curious about the rest of the season. You guys are now 2-0. You only have 1 map loss. You're 4-1 overall. Looking really strong. And I'm going to be honest, from my perspective, you guys got DB Smiley, and I feel like you've been looking very competitive. I mean, dangerously competitive for Division B. Really, since he stepped on board, I felt like he was a really
Timmy,
good
what are you
switch
doing?
for you guys.
What are you doing here, Timmy? Are you
So
trying to get promoted just so you can
I'm
play with
just-
us again?
Well, here, this is what I'm trying to say. If I don't, like, he's the head caster, and I just want to keep my job. You know what I mean?
I think what you're seeing is a bit of a change in people at the end of last season. We've spent a little time in Heroes Lounge playing together, and I think we've got people on their optimal roles now. I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen Kobo shift from off lane to more of
DPS.
damage, yeah, and then H2O in the off lane, and I mean, there's still obviously some communication to work out. Kobo and I were tank and off tank for a long time.
Yep.
But communication's down. We have a little bit more review of plays than we did before. And I mean, the only place we really have to go is up from here, right?
I mean, you guys are looking good so far, and I mean, I think that you guys are in for a really good season. So, I'm a little bit biased since I know you guys, but you guys are looking good so far. You're 4-1, so I mean, it's not just me. Obviously, you guys are doing something right so far, at least. So, I guess this is the part where I ask Marshall if he has any more questions.
So
Again.
I'm curious who you guys are either looking out for or looking to call out in the division. Because right now you've got
Mom.
3 teams. I don't think she's in the division.
Are you looking for like a notorious Himibo call out here?
No, nothing like that. No. I'm saying there's 3 teams in your division that have 2
What-
dominations.
What
but
was
they're 4
Jimmy's
games
favorite
won.
quote again?
I already told the viewers that you should be very wary about scouting your team, because if you Google HOTS Jailbait, you could find yourself on a list. I mean, you can't not be said, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you could just I don't know, spell out Heroes of the Storm and probably get away with it.
I'm just throwing it out there. HOTS Jailbait is, I mean, I'm probably on a list just for saying it now that they have all those audio trackers on the freaking internet nowadays. It's got all government conspiracy, Kobo.
Mm-hmm. It is.
But
But-
you guys have
Answer your
you guys have
question.
One Tricks, Tricky Gooses, and Tiny Dancers, all with 2 dominations.
So we
You have
played
3
Tiny
teams-
Dancers last season, and I think they were good competitors. I'm really looking forward to that match. They're great. And then one of our
Much
former
better.
teammates is actually on One Tricks, so that will be an interesting match for us.
Oh, really? Which teammate is that, if you don't mind me asking?
Royal.
Oh, okay. Look at that. On the One Tricks, who are currently, like Marsh said, 2-0. So yeah, that's setting up for some spice right there. Are you guys trying to spice it up in the Div B division? Because I know in years past we've really tried to keep that spice up. It's it's always nice to have a little spice.
Would you calm down,
Spice is
Dune?
nice. Spice is nice.
We're not trying to control the universe.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. Do I need to tell somebody to suck it in the Div B chat or something for you guys to
Anyone
spice it
posted
up?
pictures of horses in Div B chat is really weird. Okay.
That's a very fair
Are there
question.
any pictures of horses? If not, if another team is watching,
Mr. Water.
I was going to say, I keep calling out idioms. So he'll post some horse pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
At some point, it'll become the main event.
Yeah, maybe we'll get with a horse.
For anybody tuning in on this and wondering what in God's name we're talking about with horses, we'll just say use your imagination. Something really inappropriate having to do with horses and Tijuana. We'll just put it that way. Yeah, so
Why?
let's throw it out
Why?
there. Yeah, and Kobo.
Why even explain this?
I'm just throwing it out there. There might be some confused viewers, and I just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. That's my job as a caster, right?
13 is possible.
You know what? You do your job, and I'll do mine. How about that, Kobo?
It's his stream. It's his
Damn.
stream, really.
Yeah. You know what?
This has
I'm
been
tired of
great.
this conversation. It's been really great having you guys on. Congratulations. Now that Marshall's got his question out there, my last question that I have to throw out there was, or I guess my last thing to do is give you guys the floor for shout outs. That's the standard thing. So floor is yours.
All right. Since I'm the talkative one, I guess I'll go first. I'd really like to shout out to the team. I think last couple weeks have been kind of stressful between a couple different leagues and different things like that. We've had an incredible amount of patience with each other, and I really appreciate that. Thanks for casting tonight. It's really great to get to talk to you guys again, and looking forward to spending a bit more time. And thanks for everyone that watches and hangs out in the league, because, I mean, Heroes is a fun hobby.
Oh yeah.
Wholesome shout out. I like it.
Yeah,
It's good to
very
hear from you
lovely.
guys.
My heart is warm right now. All right, Kobo, or water, as Kobo likes to say.
Yeah, shout out to the other team, our team in general too. Not to you guys. You guys suck.
Of course.
Trash.
Indeed.
And hopefully you guys lose Division A and you can come play with us in Division
Oh,
B.
I know. It'd be so nice if we were a lot worse, then we would be on your level and we could play each other.
Yeah, exactly. So, try sucking this season and see you next season.
Well, we've already lost our first series, so we're on our
Perfect.
way.
You're on the right track.
Exactly.
I mean, y'all have had some role swaps, right? So
Yes, indeed we have. Indeed we have. Hopefully we'll get an interview and we can talk about it this year, but we have to win
Yeah.
a series first.
Adam said he was going to kill Wes if he didn't play Halo this season, so we had to switch. It was getting nasty. It was real nasty. Yeah, a lot of things were said. So yeah.
All right, so Kobo, that leaves you last. Anything you want to throw out there?
I think they already covered everything.
You know what? Simple. Keep it
Classic
simple. I
Kobo.
like that. I love
Yeah.
that, Kobo. Yeah.
Thanks NGS people. Thanks casters. Thanks everything. Hooray! Good
All right.
games. Bad by design. It was good.
Yeah,
Sorry,
really
I'm just
fun
thinking
series.
I gotta go do work things now, so my brain is going in 3 different directions.
Nice. That's always what we hate to hear.
Mhm.
All we want is video games all the time. But anyways,
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
Good luck on the rest of your
GG's,
season.
guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye.
so Marshall, thanks for casting with me, man. First duo cast together. I felt like it went pretty well. Hopefully everybody else felt the same way.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Let's go ahead
Heck
and
yeah, brother.
yeah, brother. Let me go ahead and post this in where you can click on this link in the Twitch chat. This is a caster review. You guys feel free to flame me like crazy there. And Marshall, you don't have to just flame me. You can flame him as well.
Make sure to
flame both of us.
don't mock me too much for all of the U's and ahs I make during the team's fights. I really do get excited.
I mean,
Can't help
it's fair. I wish I could ooh and all, but I have to say
I'm
things.
clenching.
And I don't.
I'm clenching over here the whole time. That's all
I'm
I
just
can say.
going. Malganis is going down. He's low. I just wish I could just make noises, but I have to say actual words. But anyway, all right. Well, good cast, man. We'll have to do this again sometime. Thanks everybody tuning in. Click on the caster review if you love me or hate me. Let us know.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Exactly. If you liked this content and you want to see similar content to this. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. So see you guys later. GG.